Welcome to Non Fungible Guys. This is a podcast about cryptocurrency, NFTs, the blockchain, and everything in between. Basically, it's a Web3 podcast. I am one of your hosts, Devon C. Codrington, joined by
NFG Ryan. What's going on, everyone?
Nice.
Yeah.
And this week we have two special guests. And just in case you're wondering, this is my favorite episode because the episode I'm doing right now is always my favorite episode. We are joined by two amazing chaps from Phoenix Arena. We got Maek and we got Apex. I didn't use your full Twitter handles because whatever, we're good with Apex and Maek. How's it going, boys? What is up? Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, it's really good, man. Thank you so much for inviting us. I'm really excited for this podcast.
Nice.
Yep.
It's been a while trying to get you on, make it all work.
Yeah, there's been some logistics.
It's a pleasure.
So, okay, I got like, we're gonna go through the podcast. We're gonna talk about what you've been working on. We're gonna find out a little bit about who you guys are, how you're feeling. But before we get into that, we got a kind of a hard-hitting question. This question's for Apex.
Okay.
What is an Apex?
Apex, it's like, like an apex predator, man. It's
Nice.
gonna eat you alive.
Nice. Nice. I love that answer. That's so good.
But the idea, like when I first joined like this NFT scene, I was thinking about what nickname should I use, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna be like the apex predator with NFTs and stuff. And I kind of like, okay, I'll just use Apex, and it kind of stuck with me. So that's what people started to use me. But that's the kind of backstory. I know it sounds kind of funny, but
No, not at all.
that's where
It's solid.
man.
And don't the first question is always a throwaway. It's always, don't even worry about it. When we had Fettuccine on, we asked him how to spell fettuccine. So like that was question one. I was like, how do you spell it? I don't know. So don't even worry about it. We're good.
That's lit. Now there is
It's so funny.
in this Cardano space. Is there two Apexes? I'm trying to remember because I think I had you mixed up with another. But he uses or
there's
they
another
use
guy.
symbols,
Yeah.
right? In the
Yeah,
name.
exactly. There's a guy who's like into Ada Ninjas, one of their community
That's right.
managers or something, and he's got an Apex and he's got a bunch of symbols and stuff. So
That's right.
That's the kind of like the only way that you can differentiate us. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's
Okay,
kinda
I knew
funny
I was
because-
right.
Are you the apex of the apexes?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm trying to be. But yeah, this competition, man. Got to stay ahead.
I don't think
of the curve.
you gotta be more. The Apex
What?
can have no hesitation.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I love it. That's true. The only answer is, of course. That's the only answer.
Exactly. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, nice. All right, okay, let's get serious here for a minute. So guys, tell us who you are. Maek, let's start with you. What's up? What do you do? I guess also like, how did you get in the space?
Yeah, right. So, the nickname's Maek. That's actually like a childhood thing, and like a bit of it's actually comes from like Finnish. And but in Finnish you would spell it Make, like make. But in English that would be obviously really confusing. So I was like, okay, you know what, let's like have it a little bit like,
Switch it up a
play
little.
around with
Yeah,
So I'm messing it up. 'Cause I'm
yeah.
saying like Maek, and it's just like make.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
make.
just make.
I'm sorry.
Like the English
I'm
word
sorry.
make. Yeah.
I was
Which
hoping
is
one of
probably-
you guys would call him Devin or Davon, but
You don't have to.
Devon.
You don't have to introduce any of that. No one was thinking that at all. Could have just left it because
I have to put it out there so like someone else messes it up one day.
Okay, so now the problem is, like I thought it was something, and now I'm not sure what it is anymore. And now we actually have to.
That's because that's what Ryan just did. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Shit. Sorry. We just been talking about your name this whole time. Like, please, Maek.
Yeah. Right. Sure.
Continue.
So a little bit about the backstory. What's our story? Like, how did we get into all of this? But for me, I've been around in crypto for a while. I got introduced to crypto by a friend back in 2017. He showed me around Ethereum a little bit back then. Started looking into everything pretty quickly. Stumbled upon Cardano. There's a Cardano whiteboard video, and
Nice.
that was something that really resonated with me, and I kind of I got excited about Charles's vision for the entire Cardano blockchain already back then. So, then kind of been around since then, and now, when was it, like a year and a half ago, almost, started looking into NFTs. First saw that, oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Ethereum NFTs, and started looking into, well, what's the situation with Cardano NFTs? There was like very little of anything going on. It was like back, like those days, I remember it was August 2021. And so, we had cnft.io, we had, oh man, I remember there was some analytics website.
Yeah, like you could see total volume was like not even 100,000 ADA.
Yeah, like literally all-time volume on that website was like less than 100,000 ADA back in those days. And I think it was like the first thing both of us minted was like Aenom Sky.
One of the blocks.
Block 5, I think.
And they just minted
that was actually
18, right?
Yeah. So that was actually, like, for me, and I'm still confused what the pronunciation is. But let's say Aeon. So Aeon's blocks were like the entry point for me to Cardano NFTs. So like I saw those and I was like, damn, the art is so good. And from like a degen perspective, I was like, okay, I'm aping. These are awesome. They're kind of like recording the history of Cardano and Cardano NFTs to some degree. They have this awesome concept of, having this block series that all connect together. Like there's only going to be 150 people who can actually own, like at maximum, who could own a complete block set. Now I'm giving, shilling Aeon's blocks to everyone here, but that was how that was my entry point to Cardano NFTs. And then that was a bit of a wild west back in those days.
Oh yeah.
Lots of projects coming along, just playing around with minting different stuff. I remember it was like a week or two, like maybe 2 weeks, of looking into NFTs. There was the Clay Nation drop, and then I remember I didn't mint Clay Nation, but I did FOMO it afterwards though.
Oh, well, at least you got in.
Yeah. But so that was kind of like the starting point.
Nice. I actually don't know this block thing you're talking about, Ryan. Do I know what he's talking about? Like, I feel like I'm like, how do I not know this?
I know about it, but I don't think
we didn't get into it much. We were around at that time. I mean, not as a podcast yet, but shortly after. But yeah, I actually don't know that. So I was writing a note. I will be checking that out.
You should definitely check it out.
100%.
Definitely check it out.
It's pretty. Okay. It's a pretty dope idea.
Well, the concept sounds super cool.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Really cool. Apex. What about you, man? How did you start? Did you chill with Maek at that time? Were you in Finland? What's your deal?
Yeah. So basically, me and Maek, we have done all this together. So I remember one day he just told me, he was like, but man, I've got COVID. I'm stuck in my house for 2 weeks. I've been looking at these NFTs. Do you wanna look them together? Like let's find out what this is, And then as he said, there was this Aeonium Sky mint. We minted a block each. Actually minted a couple blocks, and then just kind of fell in love with the whole concept. And especially around that time, it was just like post-COVID, and I live in United Kingdom, and we had like a big lockdown here. People couldn't leave their houses for like a year. So it was really nice to like meet loads of people and kind of socialize in these different communities. Like quickly I realized that NFTs are not just like the art. It's more, to me, it's more of like being part of a community. Being
100%.
part of getting to know different people, something that connects us all. So that's like the main kind of utility to me anyway, like the community kind of sense.
No, that's pretty cool.
I was gonna say that was the one beautiful thing about COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Crypto NFTs took off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that definitely was a catalyst for like what happened for sure. Like probably would not have happened the same way it did if everyone wasn't at home building and talking and doing this. Not a chance. And then just made some people like never leave. Cool. Good shit.
yeah.
Okay. So,
I was just going to add a few more things. So we're just looking at projects, and then quite quickly we noticed that, majority of the space is all these PFP projects. Like what's kind of missing there? We're both like big gamers. So I think, we have this great idea. Let's start a project for our own, build the first like an auto battle game on Cardano. And then, the rest is history from there.
Phoenix Arena was birthed from the ashes, right?
You loser. I can't believe you did that.
I had to. It was just like low hanging. At some point, I was like, I have to say it. I'm going to say it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Maek has said nothing. He's like, I hate that joke. He's like, I've heard that a million times.
Of course.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, though, it's like, it's part of the branding. Like, let's go with it.
100%.
Good stuff. All right. Well,
Yeah.
We'll accept it. But also, Ryan, you can crack that joke later on, and it gets even stronger. Because
there you go.
Like a phoenix just being forget it. All right, cool. Let's keep it rolling here. All right, where do you want to go, Ryan? With the
easy question. What is Phoenix Arena?
What is Phoenix Arena? So basically, what we're building like an auto battle game on the Cardano. It's really important to understand what an auto battle is, because quite a lot of people don't really, they can't differentiate between an auto battler and a turn-based game. For example, a game like Axie Infinity on Ethereum is a turn-based game, so you play against someone and you choose like your turns and stuff. Whereas our game is like an auto battler, so everything that you see on the screen is like a simulation. So how it works basically is that, let's say you have your rank modes. So each day you will have like X amount of games. So let's say you have 10 games every day at a certain time. And you can only see like a certain amount of information regarding your opponents, a bit like chess. So you prepare for each game, you kind of like set up your squads, and then you can either watch the battles as they unfold, like in real time, or you can log in afterwards, like after a long day at work, let's say, and then see like what's happened, or you can watch the replays. It's basically targeting like busy gamers, because we recognize the people in the Cardano space or in cryptos. And actually, to be fair, all gamers across the world don't really have that much time to play games anymore, even though they would like to.
Very true.
So that's one of the crucial things to understand about the game, that it's like an auto battler, and it's targeting like busy gamers. But of course, you can degen in as much as you want. Also like you can be hardcore, like you can change your squads before every game and watch them as they happen, and
really dive deep into it and get it all set up properly.
Exactly.
If I decided to stay and watch a match, is it all animated or is it text based? How would it be? What would watching it look like?
So Marcus, you can perhaps answer this question. Marcus is actually our tech dev as well, so he's in charge of game devs, and together they're building the game for us. So perhaps he could.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, basically, like yeah, for sure. So basically, the simulation part of the game, it's like if you've seen, other 2D turn-based games, you have your teams on each side of the screen. Now we've got some kind of like some tricks or some visual elements that is kind of like it's the screen isn't exactly the same kind of it's a little bit from your point of view, the battles from your point of view, but it's basically still like a 2D style, simulation. You have animations of the characters, animations of the different skills that they're performing, animations of, whatever like damage counters, or, maybe a spell that you're casting on your opponent, like an animation for the curse, like, and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like that whole
visual elements involved.
Yeah, for sure. Because I've
Yeah,
seen there's a couple games out there that are kind of just text based. So I was just curious how you guys are setting it up differently. So that's good to know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like remember you guys have heard of Loot, that one way back from Ethereum or whatever, and it's just all text, and people were just buying up all these packages, and it's like it never even turned out to look like anything. Anyways, whatever, kind of ridiculous. But no, this is the basic, like, like it background or arena or whatever, opponents looking at each other, and you can see a whole bunch of stuff, information. Like it's just for those that haven't checked out the I was going to say the white paper, but I don't know if that's what you guys call it. Yeah, I think you guys call it the white paper.
Yeah.
Then it does a pretty good visual representation of what it looks like. But before we kind of get into the game, so let's go back a step. I want to dive a little bit more into the auto battler, because I actually I thought I understood. I don't think maybe I did. I thought it was more so, I think I might have been expecting it to be like a turn-based or whatever. But so you're saying that, and I think we didn't even say this, but like your character, which is your NFT or whatever, you can, once you've got it, you can be at work or doing whatever you're doing, and it's running through those battles, those bouts, those matches automatically each day, regardless of whether you initiate them or not.
Yeah, so there's kind of like two battle categories. One is like the ranked mode, which is like a daily tournament within your kind of like your league, your league bracket, where you battle against the other teams, and then the teams that are at the top progress to the next bracket, and the teams that are like at the bottom drop to the bracket below. So you so you've kind of got like you've got your team configuration, and even if you make no changes to your team configuration, it would still battle out against the opponents. But then you have the option of adjusting to your opponents between every single league battle. Not between every single league battle, but between each tournament. So it's like, let's say, you've got like 3 automated tournaments per day, and between those tournaments, you can adjust your configuration. Then there's also like a quick match mode, where in the quick match mode, you would be randomly, basically randomly like set up against some opponents, and then you just like battle out against that one opponent with whatever configuration you choose.
Okay, a couple of questions there. I think I read that like these the battles like deplete your power or whatnot, and there's special events and whatnot. Does everything deplete your power? So like towards the end of the day, are your characters or your team or your squad, your configuration naturally just weaker? Or is
what do you mean deplete powers? No, so we don't have something that actually we don't have a mechanic that your team would be weaker in some sense as the day progresses.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, if like each tournament, are you guys just like we're on a losing streak or whatever, and your skills are just you're not upskilling or anything, so there's like an overall ranking that you just kind of like get worse? No, but you don't.
I mean, like if you're losing all your matches, you're gonna fall down the rankings and the brackets, like.
Kind of like it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like you, as you win, you go up in the league. As you lose, you're going down. But each battle, it's like you're starting with fresh stats. It doesn't deplete over the day, if that's your question, Devon. Every battle's a new battle based on your configuration. You don't lose or gain hit points or whatever.
Yeah, because I guess what I'm kind of saying in like a weird way is that like after a while, it's an auto battler, right? So you've got this, and it's kind of running for you. So it's like, I was actually wondering, I'm like, well, what's the coding like? How is this built? Like, is it like, I don't know, like, how is it randomized? Is it random? Is it the house always wins? Is like, you know what I mean? Just kind of like wondering like how it's, what your chances and probability are. Is it like, what determines like what's so good? Is it if you buy like a better NFT because your character is, you know, equipped and fighting?
So like, what do you need to do? Like, what do you need to do to be able to like win the battles and like move up in the rankings, basically? Like, what determines like what determines how successful you're going to be with actually winning those battles? Is that kind of like what you're getting at? Yeah, for sure. So, you know, there's I would say there is definitely a component of, you know, just like in any kind of like RPG game, there's going to be, is August still here? Did his connection break?
I think his connection broke. It says
but he's back. He's back.
Oh, okay, there.
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay, so I pop up and I was like, we can keep going.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry, it crashed for some reason. I'm back now.
No worries.
Cool. Good. Yeah. So sorry. Just let me continue. So where was I? So yeah, it's like in any let's say kind of like RPG game, there's definitely the factor of like how good is your gear, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a level 100 like maxed out gear in whatever game, then obviously you're gonna like beat the shit out of an opponent who's just starting out. And so there is an aspect of like how good is your gear, but then there is also the skill-based aspect of, you know, different configurations are going to be better against certain configurations and weaker against others. So let me give you an example. So we have a little bit of this, like as a super simplified model, where we're trying to build in this concept of kind of like rock, paper, scissors, right? You know, rock beats scissors, scissor beats paper, and paper beats rock. So you know, in RPG games in general, you have these different classes which have their strengths and weaknesses. You know, so like we have three different classes of mage, warrior, and rogue, and so the different classes are stronger against certain classes and weaker against certain classes. So, for example, you know, a mage is elemental damage producing character. So I don't know if does that say anything to you? Like kind of like that you can have, like, imagine you know, you have a warrior which hits you with a sword. So that's like basic you know, basic like melee, just like regular damage. Or then you have a mage who casts a spell, and that spell causes like magical damage. So in RPG games, that's called like elemental damage. So for example, you know, a paladin is going to have high elemental resistance. So a paladin is not going to, is like a mage is not going to do well against a paladin.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, just as one example. And so those different characters have those different like strengths, and not characters, different classes have strengths and weaknesses against different like other classes. And so basically it's like, you know, if you, for example, you kind of like look at, well, who are your opponents in your league bracket? And you can have an idea of, well, okay, so these guys have, you know, maybe they're using like
tons of mages or wizards or whatever. So then you're gonna
so then
you kind of throw in like your paladin and or
that's where
like
the configuration
barbarian or whatever
setting up your exactly. That's where the configuration comes in.
Exactly. And so then
because they'll do like tons of physical damage, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You're like you got the concept, and so then the question like what happens is like, okay, well, let's say you get really good gear as well for like one character, but if you want to be good at the game, like that's not going to be enough, because then, you know, your opponents, like the other players, are just going to be like, okay, well, yeah, sure, you've got maxed out gear for your mage, but so what? Like, I'm just going to pick a class where I don't have maxed out gear for that class, but like I've got, like it's like that class is your weakness. So basically, unless you try and like figure out, like have that rounded out toolkit of the different characters and items that you can use, and then also kind of like balancing that out, changing up your strategy, changing up the like different skill cards that you're using, changing up the different classes that you're using, changing up the different characters that you're using, depending kind of like on what's going on, then like other opponents can try to exploit that, right?
Right, exactly. And again, that's why the configuration between battles is key. So prior to a battle, do you get to see exactly who you're going up against so you could plan accordingly, or is it kind of like, here's the tournament, these are who the people you could go against? How's that set up?
Yeah, so exactly. So for the ranked mode, like, okay, so quick match mode, just random.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for like, that's like,
practice,
just
yeah,
it's like just get a couple of matches out, just kind of enjoy watching a couple of matches. Maybe you get a little bit of rewards, but then the ranked mode where you have your leagues, you see who are your opponents in that league, and you can try to strategize against who are your opponents, what kind of builds have they been using in like previous matches, and then then it's like, well, how deep do you want to go? How deep do you want to go in the rabbit hole? Like, do you want to like really analyze like the shit out of everything that all your opponents have, and like try to come up with some kind of strategy, like some configuration which it would be somehow optimal depending on what you think they might have, and it becomes like a bit of a poker game as well. Like, if
for sure,
that's
to be honest, I love the rock paper scissors analogy that you use, because it makes so much. Everyone understands rock paper scissors, so it's like you got the three classes, and that makes sense to me. So can we just take, I guess, a step back with the game? What are we using to play the game? Because I mean, you guys have it's an NFT project, so we kind of glossed over all that. So you guys have an NFT collection, and that we're using the NFTs as the characters. Do you guys want to talk about, I guess, the different? I guess there's 4 different collections you got now under Phoenix Arena, right?
So there's 3 collections.
I guess there's 3 in a special collection, right?
Technically, wait a second.
Technically, we have
6
like Halloween specials and stuff.
We have like these like limited series, like we have 3 limited series drops. So there's like
the
Santa Diver.
Okay.
So there's Halloween Max, and then there's Christmas Fluffy. So actually, for like each of the characters that we have like a season special collection. That's like a bit of like, that's like a collector's item, but which has less of an impact in game, but it's a little bit more of a collector's item. You can also like earn our ecosystem token with those collections. But we have 3 primary NFT collections, which are basically 3 characters, and those 3 characters are characters that we will have in like the first iteration of our game, and then we'll have like additional characters in the future as well. But those 3 characters are the ones that we'll have initially. And I don't know, Olgi, maybe you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we have 3 main characters. They're called Max, Diver, and Fluffy. Each character has like different kind of like unique items to them. And you were asking about like the actual, like what happens, like how do you use the NFTs in the game?
Yeah.
One cool thing that we have implemented is that, like, when you purchase a profile pic, like when you purchase a character of the Apex store, what's actually going to happen, like before the game launches, there's going to be like one-time extraction. So what that means is that you can extract all the traits from your NFTs as separate, like in-game kind of item NFTs. So when you log into the game, then you can kind of see them, you know, in your inventory. So let's
that's
say
cool.
like if you have like, I don't know, 10 divers or something, you know, you can extract all those items off them. And then, you know, you'll have a bunch of equipment, you know, ready for the battles.
That is freaking cool. Let's pause there for a second. Because I know, Ryan, we didn't talk about that, but I knew you didn't know that. And your reaction to it was beautiful. And that's why I'm here. Because I was like, he's going to fucking love this.
Look how happy you are. It's such
a it's great. Because I was like, he's going to fucking love this shit. Yeah, it's fucking cool, right? All the shit you see in like, you can, that pulls right off of it, and you can equip. So you can take it off like, I mean, it's going to be on that diver, but you can, when you're going to go into gameplay, be like, oh, I got like 3 divers and one of them's got like a katana, one of them's got like a torch or whatever, but I want to use, you know, this one, and I want to use something else from the right hand and the left hand. Like you can just pick and push whatever is in the NFTs you own onto your player at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So from your NFTs, you can extract the items, and then you'll receive all these items as like separate NFTs in, let's say, your wallet. And then when you log in, you know, you can see them all in your inventory. So if you have like 3 divers, you can mix and match whatever.
So whatever you extract actually becomes an NFT?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's awesome. So
that's kind of like Remark.
Yeah. That is definitely, I like that. Anyways, so once it's extracted, if I go to sell the diver, would I be notified is there a way to know if the items have been extracted or not, if I'm reselling it?
So most likely we'll have like some kind of filter on our website that you can kind of see like what's been extracted from what NFT, you know, that's like kind of simple mechanism.
Oh, that'd be fun. So if you just want one item, could you just is it extract all, or could you go one item? Say you have 5 items, could you just take one?
We haven't thought of that, but that's quite a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah, this is like you guys build your own marketplace on your site. Like
for real though, like if I want, like someone, like you said, someone has a katana, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll take that and just sell it. If it becomes an NFT, you guys have boom, there you go, secondary marketplace. Boom,
infinite collections. You guys will be seriously. You guys will be coding for the next like 20 years nonstop. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
It's not going to be too bad.
Oh, okay, nice. Pro.
That would be cool to just be able to like take one item, or it's like you could, hey, you got this, I want that, and let's switch and swap. And there's a lot you can do with that.
So like the way I would like think about it, or I think the easiest way to think about it is kind of like, you know, imagine like in games you have these like mystery boxes, right? You guess some kind of chest or whatever, and you're hoping to get an item for your character. So basically, like one of the functionalities that these like minting the NFTs up from our collections has been like, well, you're basically rolling the dice for each item slot of that character to like get an item for each item slot of that character. So it's like every single NFT that you've bought from us is like a mystery box times whatever number of item slots it has.
Wow. That's oh man. You guys should just mint mystery boxes. I'd buy those. That'd be fucking awesome too.
I mean, we'll yeah. So there might be something like that as a part of the game. You
got me looking at my fluffy I have. Like, what do I have on this thing?
I feel like, do you have any alpha you want to drop, Mike? I'm just joking. I'm such a jerk. I know. Don't listen to me, guys. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
You could. Reading that white paper, I was like, man, there's a lot. Just the whole, just based on the elemental and equipping this and doing that, I was like, man, my brain hurts. I got the general concept, but like, yeah, deep diving like this.
Yeah, same. Like that's why. Like it's funny. I got the extraction thing. Like I was like, I think these become things, but I didn't get the whole auto play thing. Which I mean, thank you for clarifying all that. Can we take a look at like Fluffy 4855? Ryan, what does yours have going on?
What do you mean? What I got like
yours is one of the.
Here's a beautiful thing with what you guys did too, because we'll get to the staking hopefully soon. But you guys also did collaborations with projects as well. So like my NFT, I got in late into the project. I minted my Fluffy, but it's like I got
dude, you're still early.
Oh,
You're still
well, okay,
early.
even
Oh,
better. There you go. There you go. Get in there, folks. But yeah, so I've got the Dirt Predator face and the Cardania axe as part of.
Oh, dude,
and
nice.
then by
Dirt Predator.
Yeah, exactly. And by staking with you guys, I actually earn, and again, we'll get to all that, but I actually earn their tokens as well as Wari, your guys' tokens. So yeah, I don't know, Devon, you got to get.
Yeah. So in our notes, I was like, Ryan, we should buy this. And he's like, yeah, you're slow. So it's okay. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Actually, no, who's a big fan? I don't even know. Because so we have a group text with four of us. Devon calls it the Horsemen. No one
Why
else
would
does.
you say that? Everyone calls it that.
It's not. We're not the Four Horsemen. Devon.
Cool.
It's Devon's nickname.
Okay.
But we somehow use it all the time.
I'll just leave it at like meeting you two. Please don't introduce me to the other ones.
That's hilarious. Everyone's more normal than us.
Yeah, that's true. But Apex, Burns. He's he loves this project. And again, I don't even know if we've actually talked about it within our group, but I know Burns is big into Phoenix Arena. So shout out to him. That son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think he's been in the community like since the start, more or less.
Yeah. He's been stacking up the NFTs, son of a bitch.
All right, cool. Okay. Any other game details we want to talk about or get into? There's a lot here. There's
a lot. I didn't realize.
I think the whole overview is like, okay, you're using your NFT, you're auto battling. Cool. Where else might we be?
Well, you get the token. So you guys want to talk about I say Wari. I assume that's the name, right?
Yeah.
Wari token.
Yeah. Wari. Yeah. I Wari. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Augie, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So basically we have some, like our native token is called Wari token. So like, I guess what's like the main utility around it is that you can use it to like upgrade your weapons in the game, upgrade your skill cards.
Nice.
Like these kind of chests that can give you like, so actually, well, yeah, there's like chests that you can open and then you can get like rewards. Like let's say you can get an in-game NFT item, or you can get something that you have to grind to become like an NFT, or all sorts of different things like that.
Oh, you guys are introducing that too? Grinding things together to make something?
Yeah, I'm saying that's yeah.
Holy shit.
So it's like we're going to have a distinction. Yeah, so maybe I can tell a little bit more about that, but we're going to have a distinction between like in-game items and NFTs. So for example, you might earn an item, like you might get an item in-game, but getting the item in-game doesn't automatically qualify it as an NFT. But then, there are some conditions when those conditions are fulfilled, then that item would become an NFT.
Damn.
Sweet.
Okay. That's cool. And then you would use Wari token. Sorry, I cut you off there, Apex, but
yeah, no worries. Yeah,
so then you would use
it to like upgrade. Yeah, exactly. The weapons or whatever. So basically, you just use it in our whole ecosystem for all sorts of different activities,
Will there be special tournaments or events where I have to pay with the token to enter?
So that's actually a really interesting question, and we might do something with that concept.
Okay,
that's still like an open question, and I think at first we might keep it simple. That you can just play without having to worry about kind of like paying for matches.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there's some interesting possibilities there.
Another question: is the opportunity ever going to arise where I can bet or gamble with the token against someone else? Like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'll put 1,000 Wari tokens on it.
Actually like one of our original ideas.
That was like one of the first things I was like, oh yeah, I so want to do this.
True degen.
That's like, yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
But that's like something where, if I ask my lawyers, we ask our lawyers, they might be like, maybe that's like that goes into a bit of a tricky territory.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I guess so, especially since Wari has like real utility and shit.
But with that said, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later, someone on the Cardano platform also creates a platform where you can gamble on, different kinds of outcomes of different things. I know there was some project on Ethereum, for example, where you could, bet against players with different different tokens. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, the main thing that I would say that I would love to do that, but I'm not sure whether it's how easy it is to do from a legal standpoint. Because
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, because
then
that's a gray area.
Exactly. At that point, then we would need to have all of the same kind of licensing and basically, because then it's kind of like a poker match, right?
Yeah, and I guess Wari is on exchanges, right? So that's where if you guys would have just kept it in house, in the game, then it would have been okay. But because I can exchange it for ADA. Yeah. Okay. So now,
that's
I should have thought of that actually when I asked the question.
Yeah,
but
no, that's all good. I was thinking the same.
No, dude, it's a good question.
Wari has real utility, so it's because of that, it actually pulls you into real legality stuff. So I was kind of locks it down. If it was just sealed in with nothing else, then maybe we're talking. But yeah, you're right.
If it was a pure in-game asset, then you could do it. But because it's not a pure in-game asset, but it's an actual cryptocurrency. So because that cryptocurrency is tradable to other currencies, and now you can assign monetary value to it. So then you're basically in the same situation as if you were placing bets on at a poker table online, and then you need all the regulation that applies to those poker tables, for example. You would need to make sure that your platform takes care of all of that. And so it's it's a whole different ballgame to go into setting that up. And so like I said, I wish, I really hope someone sets this kind of stuff up. Yeah, because I think it would be really cool to do that. But unfortunately, I don't think we're the ones who can, it probably needs to be a separate project, and probably makes sense for someone to do that related to all projects rather than an individual project setting it up for themselves because of those regulatory hurdles. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is a lot. I was going to say the only other option would be do another token that's only in game, but then
that's literally what I thought. But then they've got to make it meld with everything, and then they're you got your Wari and then your Yari, and then you convert them, and it's you can bet with only the Yari, but then the Yaris are fractions.
Then there's a loophole.
And then someone figures out a loophole, and then you got Terra Luna, and everything burns down. I'm just joking, but I was thinking,
dude.
Oh
please,
man.
Don't put us in the same sentence as he who shall not be named.
I know, right? Yeah. Don't worry, we're not going there. It's just joking. You guys have done it the smart way, the right way, the responsible way.
100%.
So, no, it's all good. Ryan, your gambling dreams are not fulfilled right now. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I always bet on myself, anyways.
Whoa! Okay.
Boom.
That was cool. All right. So wait, can we learn a little bit more about Wari though?
I know it's got a 370 million supply. I know that much.
Yeah,
I did that much homework.
Good job, Ryan. So what how are you, Ryan, how are you earning with it? What are the ways you can earn it?
Look at this segue. I see what you're doing. I earn it from staking, buddy. You want to ask them about their staking platform?
Oh, really? Wow. It's that question was set up to get us somewhere. You're ridiculous, man. Yeah. How do you,
Actually, I've got a great idea. Cause I think, I think our staking thing is it's so easy to use that, everyone who's used it just gets it straight away. Do you agree with this sentiment, Ryan?
Yes. 100%.
So I'm gonna shift the question. So Ryan, how does our staking system work?
It's awesome. You know what? I only have the one. So let me remember how the hell I did it. What was it that I had to do? I went to the website and I went connect your wallet. And I'm pretty sure, did I not? It just connects, does it not? Or did I have to pay something to stake it? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. So, so sorry for putting you on the spot like that.
No, that's okay. I'm actually on the website and I'm looking around. I'm like, how did I do it?
Honestly, Maek, we love what you just did. Like we're jokers, so you'd like throw it back at us. Come on.
100%.
It's good.
Put me on the spot and show that I don't know nothing.
You have one in your staking. You're fine, man.
That is true. I am staking.
Yeah, you're
but
good.
how I got there. Tell me how I got there.
Yeah. So actually, it's like you don't even need to connect on our website. Like in order to earn our tokens, you literally do not need to do anything. Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
Fine because, now. Okay.
Yeah, literally, what happens is the NFTs accumulate tokens automatically.
That's right. See? Yeah, I knew that.
So like what you can if you want to see how much tokens you're earning, you can connect your wallet to our website and it'll show, it'll look up, oh yeah, you've got these NFTs in your wallet, and it'll look at how much are your NFTs earning, and it'll tell you that, and it'll tell you how many tokens you've accumulated, and you've got all that information. But if you just want to collect the tokens, you don't even need to connect if you want to collect the tokens. The only thing you need to do to collect your tokens is you send a transaction from your wallets to our vending machine address, and the vending machine address, does a bunch of magic. It knows what NFTs you've got because you've sent in the wallet where you sent the transaction from, and it figures out how much you should get, and it sends those rewards back to your wallet. So the only thing you need to do is send a transaction from the wallets with your NFTs to the address, and boom, you get your rewards.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, and another fun mechanic is that because the NFTs themselves earn daily rewards instead of the wallets that hold the NFTs, is that you can buy NFTs from JPEG Store that come with some rewards attached to them. And you can actually see how much. Okay. Yeah, so some people, for example, just wait until they have a lot of rewards on their NFTs, and then they list them on the secondary. And there's loads of snipers all the time looking at, which one has the most attached to them? I'm going to buy that one.
I did not even think of that.
I did not. That's really cool, Apex. That was good. I did not think of that at all.
No, I did not think of that at all either.
Yeah.
See?
Huh. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it, guys. That was good.
That's awesome. And I like now. Do you guys like JPEG? Not, I can actually. Never mind.
What are we talking?
I don't know. I'm looking. I just
share your opinion. It's fine. Go ahead.
I was searching it up, and I was like, "Oh, it's gotten a little bit better." But whatever.
They're trying. They're doing more stuff. I mean,
the floor is so high on everything. I like this. I haven't looked at the floor prices in a while. You guys are. It's only going to go up after they listen to this podcast. You better get something on.
Where are you? Are you on a diver? I've been scoping out. The one I like. Of course, some of his that one's.
Yeah, you should share. Where is it? Yeah.
I think I have it in the notes. But either way, I like that. That's that.
Yeah. Personally, I'm a Max Maxi.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Nice. I like that.
That's the one he's looking at. But do they all earn? Does each collection earn the same amount of worry each day?
Nope.
No.
See?
So, the earlier collections earn more than subsequent collections.
Okay.
Yeah. So Max earns the most. Diver earns less than Max, and Fluffy earns less than Diver. But if you want to go look that up, you can go to our website. You can look at the collections, and you can look at each NFT and see how many Wari they're earning per day.
Perfect. And then I guess is Fluffy the only one that has the collaboration tokens that come with it? that you can?
No, actually,
all of them.
All of them.
They do? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, I got in at Fluffy, but I was just looking through the Mac stuff. And so all your collaborations. So I guess let's just talk about that if you guys want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, around the time when we were minting Diver, I was thinking like, you know what, let's do some collaboration with someone, but let's try something new. We have this token that we can like take advantage of. Let's see if some other project has a token, and then I come up with some kind of new idea. So I started talking to, I don't know if you're familiar with a project called Cardano, like the one with the kind of metaverse.
Yep.
Gamifying.
Yep.
So I was talking to them. I was like, you know what, guys, what do you think of us including like a trade from your collection? And then like certain NFTs that have those traits, they can earn like both tokens, some red token from your side, and then also our like native Wire token. So that's like where this like kind of token collaboration idea came from. So when we had the Diver mint, we only had like the red token, and then when we had the Fluffy mint, we capitalized on on this idea. So we kind of went crazy.
Definitely.
We had a collaboration with Dirt Birds. I think it was Melting Moon Boys was one as well.
Cardania.
That's my favorite face.
Yeah, the Cardania again. So yeah, we had like traits in our collection that can earn both tokens, and then after we minted out, a lot of projects were like interested in like distributing some of their tokens through our NFTs. So what we did was just like, okay, if you guys give us some of your token, we can choose like a cool trait, and then we can distribute some of the tokens through the traits. For example, like in the Max collection, you have this kind of broccoli skin. So I spoke to B Steves from Veggiemates, and he was like, you know what, man, I'll give you some green tokens, and you can distribute them through that skin if you want. That could be quite nice.
Awesome.
So it's actually worked out quite well. Like, I think the token collaboration is like a gateway between different communities to kind of mix from. So
one big happy family on Cardano, right? That's what it's about.
I mean, for sure.
So,
like,
yeah.
actually, like, I mean, that's at least our philosophy. Like, like how we would like to think about the long term is for our project as well, is really for Phoenix Arena to be, something where, different projects can also come together, through these kinds of collaborations that we do. And, bringing in different things about different projects with the different characters that we do and all that kind of stuff. So
I love it. It's fun. I mean, for me doing nothing, I earn Rad and Derp, and then I get Worry too. So it's great. I love it.
Is Max? So I'm like jumping way back because I actually had this question earlier and I forgot till now. So in the like battle or whatnot, I've seen like there's like Diver versus Fluffy or whatnot, but then there's like Max at the bottom. Is that like happening at the same time all the time, or is like Max always like can be a companion to like the Diver, or am I missing something, or I'm mixing it up?
Yeah. So what? Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, no. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So basically, you can just choose the squad. In that snapshot example, we just included Max on both sides, but it could be like two divers against like Fluffy or a diver. You basically choose your squads.
Okay. Cool. All right, that makes sense. Ryan, stop going down the wormhole. I can tell you're browsing like crazy, like trying to look at stuff. You're like, oh, I'm going to put this together and do that.
No, just looking.
No. Okay. Good. Okay. So my other question is down the road, and you were kind of just talking about long-term goal for a second. And I mean, this maybe comes from looking at your website and seeing like the homepage or whatnot. Is there any expanded or like leveled up collab where you're thinking of incorporating other NFTs to battle in the arena in the auto battle? Is that something we can safely assume?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Let's put it this way. That would be a very interesting idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. I think so. I think it would be an interesting idea. And if any, you know what? It'd be cool if you guys did that, but not saying you guys are or that you aren't.
I totally agree with that. That would be a very cool idea if we did that.
Yeah. Cool. Let's talk about something else.
You know what? I'm going to go way off the board here.
Actually, no.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I guarantee what I'm going to say is way weirder than what you were going to say.
Nope. I guarantee. You go ahead. I want to hear you.
No, it's going to be. Do you remember
about the project?
Well, yeah. But
okay, mine's not. So you go ahead.
Oh, guys, make Apex. I'm really sorry that you guys came on this podcast where Ryan and I just talked all craziness. But do you remember, Ryan, before?
I'm loving it.
when you were like sorting your internet out. We had some delays today.
Yeah.
And you were like, Devon, what are you watching? And I was like, oh, I'm just watching a video on the Eye of Providence, which is like the eye with the triangle and whatnot. Guess what's on like the like top level diver? Guess what the top level diver's eye is? It's the Eye of fucking Providence, man.
No, it's
I did go on their website. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Is it actually?
I was just
it is.
So why not just for the listeners? Before we had recorded this podcast, we had a little bit of a delay because the internet guy came to set things up at Ryan's house. So we were waiting and like my YouTube randomly was like, what is the Eye of Providence? And I was like, what the hell? Why is this on my feed? So now for some reason, the Illuminati, basically the top level wizard diver. I'm just putting it out there.
You got the link? Just send me the link.
Possibly the Illuminati. So just go on their website.
Look, this is actually absolutely fucking phenomenal that you brought this up. Like, that is so cool.
So weird.
What can I say at this point? Because if I don't know. Like anything I say, if I deny it, it's like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. If I confirm it, it's a conspiracy theory. Right? So it's
there
like,
you go.
I mean, dude, like.
Okay, Ryan, what were you gonna say?
Nothing. I should have went first. I can't follow that up.
I'm sorry. I just looked. It's there.
That was great, man. I don't even want to talk anymore. I'm just like
the wizard diver, the wizard class.
It's like on that bombshell. Like, what else could we say?
That is that.
I have another left field question.
Yes.
Just because when looking through, like, so on JPEG Store, I was like, I was like, Ryan, we should get this. Like, looking around at all the stuff. What is and I went through and I just can't. Maybe I'm not like in Discords and stuff. And so, what's the Phoenix Arena Outpost? This NFT is so cool. It's like the arena. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's like the arena where you guys battle or something. It's in space. Well, what is that? There's like, you can buy it right now. I think they're all listed around 300 ADA. I'll drop the link here, Ryan, in the in the chat to everybody. But there's one listed on JPEG Store, Phoenix Arena Outpost NFT, and I don't think there's a lot of them. What is this? Was this some sort of a special mint or something?
So basically, you're looking at our roadmap as well at the same time.
Oh,
and at the NFT. So, we were thinking, how can we create a roadmap for 2023, right? And I was like thinking, let's create like an illustration piece, and kind of keep people guessing what's going to happen next. So we had this idea. Okay, let's create this fucking crazy spaceship outpost thing, and then we decided to name the roadmap Outpost. And then we were thinking, this actually looks so cool, and there's some other cool stuff we can build around it.
Look, it's like, when you're traveling long distance in the Kawari Empire, you're traveling long distance into the galaxy. You got to stop every now and then for a pit stop. So yeah, that's what the Outpost is all about. It's a place for people to come together and take a break on their journey. So
have a beer or something. Yeah.
Fair enough. I like it. It looks cool. It's a great NFT.
There's a lot.
Yeah, right. Like, you deep dive in or look into it. It looks cool. All right,
and
cool.
We're thinking of adding some other cool stuff around the Outpost, so there'll be some cool utility built.
Okay, everybody, there's a couple of them listed. Go get it. You never know what's going to happen to it, but I'm pretty sure it's important. And if anyone is paying attention, somewhere in this, there is the eye of providence. If you find it, they will gift. I'm just joking. Just joking. Okay.
That's
all right,
man.
Ryan, what kind
This
of?
would actually be pretty bad. Like if it's actually there. Like,
I know, right?
I would look at myself as well, and I'm like, damn.
They're like, well, on Non Fungible
here?
Guys, you guys said there's a gift, and then you got like angry listeners. I'm like, oh, sorry, guys, didn't mean to.
It's another Pepsi. Where's my jet?
Yeah, yeah, totally. That's exactly it.
Man, I'm getting fucked out from this podcast.
It's all good. You didn't miss anything.
No, you're good. You're good.
Except the part where I promised you guys we're doing a giveaway. Don't worry. No big deal. Okay, I only have a couple of questions left. One of them, I had written stuff with the vending machine, and I know we touched on it a little bit, but I was like, this is pretty cool. Are there any other, and everything I ask is like future plan stuff.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. Did you guys build the vending machine? Like, is it, did you guys build it to like do more stuff? Or I guess I am asking a future question. I can't even ask my questions anymore.
No, he doesn't even know. He's like,
I get what you're.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like
because it's cool.
Like,
yeah, I'm like, you guys are probably going to do more stuff with that. Like, it's a good.
It's
thing.
like, now we have a mechanism for allocating different types of rewards to NFTs, whether those are in this case tokens, but rewards to like basically stuff that NFTs could own, could be, or kind of like get, or other besides that, those could also be NFTs. So, and we have a distribution, like that's a tool that we can use to distribute tokens and rewards to NFTs. And so, well, you can use NFTs for a lot of stuff. And yeah, now we have a way to distribute tokens and NFTs to people when we need to. So that was like, you can kind of think about it as like a part of that, of all of that, and how that might be important for other parts of the game as well.
That's cool. That's actually a really good answer. I said I didn't have much stuff left, but I just thought of something else that I wrote and I didn't even touch on this. The art is beautiful. I like the art. We didn't even mention that. Like, if you haven't checked it out, you should go check it out. Of course, my favorite is the diver, but I really like, and I want to do a shout out to your artist because it's great. I really think there's so much detail, but you're getting, like the scale of like full character. You're not getting just the PFP. You've got the full character. There's a ton of detail, a lot of traits. The colors are good.
It's like Max was like we'll start simple, and then you guys just kept compounding it and got better and better with each collection.
Yeah, exactly. Like our artist is so talented, and as you said, from each collection, he's like learned something new, and he's constantly improving with his skills and different techniques that he's using.
Yeah, like I completely agree. We're so happy that we're working with Manu, with our artist Manu. Everything that you're saying, it's like I feel the exact same way. I'm so happy that we're working with him, and Manu is an amazing, awesome artist, and just awesome guy to work with all around.
Really cool, because like if you look at the art, there's the line work is what gets me, right? Because like the art, every item or whatever is outlined with like the black line, like comic book style almost, but it's not a thick line. It's like a thin line work. Like when you look at the diver that has like the wooden torso, you're like, the wood has so many more lines that you would expect to see. Yeah, and then in typical, you know what I mean? And then like the shading and all that. Like I think that's why I like the diver too, because like the metallic suit or whatever, like there's so much detail, and it's kind of dinged up and shit. And I'm like, man. So I meant to comment on the artist. Shout out to that. And I don't know. I think it looks cool. The floor has been, like Ryan said, has been moving up. You guys have a ton of plans. You guys dropped a ton of alpha on alpha. And the game is Yeah, there's a lot. So,
I have one question about. Do we talk about game release when it's out?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I just thought of that.
Yeah. So the next thing that we're gonna have coming up is we're gonna have like a demo at the end of Q1.
Sweet. Perfect. Nice.
And then kind of step by step from there, we're gonna have alpha version and yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm good.
Oh, I thought Oliver was going to say something.
I know. I thought Oliver. Yeah, that's why I stopped. Apex, what you got?
No, I was just going to say that, like, at the moment we're kind of working towards something called the build screen. So that's like where you can like kind of build your character. Choose your weapons, your skill cards.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's right. You guys I think you guys shared the sneak peek, right, recently? Or like
exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember that.
We're building towards that, and we're planning to release like cool promo video soon of what we have. So quite excited, actually really excited about that. It's really great seeing like the game come to life step by step, especially after working for so long. It's
really, like
really excited.
The baby growing up, you're just like, wow, look at, like, we actually started with just an idea and like slowly you just see it evolve to that'd be really awesome to see. I've done it in real life with kids, but they talk back to
me. Oh my gosh. I was actually related to the vending machine or just building in general. Maek, are you making this stuff? Are you building this stuff?
Is making.
Yeah, that's what as I was going to say it, I was like, oh man, I'm sorry.
No, dude, it's good. It's good. I mean, I said it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically I'm the tech lead on this.
Gotcha.
But and kind of like overseeing that everything that needs to happen happens. But I am not like building the game by myself. We have a couple of other people as well who are more dedicated than me on the kind of like game front end, for example. I've been doing a little bit more of kind of like back end stuff in terms of like the implementation parts that I'm doing. But yeah, we got a couple of people, so it's not just me.
Nice. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Phoenix Labs? What's that?
Yeah, sure. So we recently started thinking about like just setting up this kind of like we have some of these different tools that we've developed for ourselves for our project. We've learned how to do some things, and we thought that like some of these things, they can provide a lot of value to other projects who are maybe starting out. Maybe they don't have the developers to do those things, and where it's like if it's your first time doing it, it might take you quite a bit of time to kind of like wrap your head around that. And for us, it's relatively easy because we've implemented those tools that we need to have to be able to just it's just basically configuring it for your needs, so that like that could be a way that we could help out other projects who are looking for some technical help.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised considering like all this whole project, it's robust. Like the game, like
really
everything's pretty good. Yeah. So if you guys have a team that you're doing that, there's no reason you shouldn't be outsourcing the components of that. So that makes sense. Phoenix Labs, everybody.
I compare you guys to like, this has been such a fun episode. And I remember we were so blown away when we were talking to Ada Ninjas about like how robust, basically, as Devon says, like you guys are doing a lot. It's fucking awesome.
Solid.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. I do have a quick question about the Phoenix paper. Did you guys get anyone that ever complained that it was a PDF download? Like, just me and Devon are talking about that earlier today, and he's like, I clicked the white paper or Phoenix paper, and then it just downloaded. Because you know how people get with downloading and scams and all that stuff. Has anyone ever?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying obviously that you guys aren't doing that in any sense.
Full disclosure: Non Fungible Guys does not believe that Phoenix Arena is
not at all. It just made me think of it, as opposed to just going to another web page.
I feel like I really want to shoot myself in the foot and be like, dude, did you see the Illuminati at the top of the divers though?
Oh, that'd be amazing. It's like we get everyone's
like, good luck. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so basically, we're actually doing some rework to our website. So hopefully, the Phoenix paper or the white paper is going to be on like a Git book. You know, like a lot of the projects have. So that's probably going to be in effect quite soon. So that's the only reason we haven't updated that yet. But yeah,
I've actually been relatively fine with the PDF. Like I actually kind of like the PDF because I personally think it looks nicer than having like a Git book.
It's funny, it does, and it's like an easy scroll, you know.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I just didn't know that. I was just expecting a different page, so then I was like, "What?" And I clicked it twice, and I had two of them on my desktop, and I'm like, "Oh." And I was like, Brian, did you do this? So, but either do what you want, Make. It's you guys do it's your project.
Make it how you want.
But that's actually a good point. Like that's actually a good point. Like no one's actually complained to us about that.
Leave it to Non Fungible Guys.
But like no, but the fact that you're bringing that up is like, I mean, who's going to be bothered to like point that out to us? And while that's hasn't been a that just hasn't been a concern for us, I guess. And then the fact that you're bringing this up, I think that's a valid point, that there are going to be some people who are concerned about this. So
we're still in. Okay, don't worry, Make. Apex, we still love you. We're still in. Still getting divers.
All right. I guess we're kind of getting to the end. Yeah. I wanted to throw a curveball at everyone.
Do it.
You guys are on Twitter, obviously, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts with this whole fettuccine thing? Man. I enjoy it because it's like I grab my popcorn and I'm like, look at this guy go. The pasta man is just laying it out there. I'm not taking a side, but to me, it's entertaining. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's just
Ryan, I'm so glad you brought this up. Thank you so much. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, to be honest.
Dude, I'll
go first. I'll go just to make it easy.
Okay.
Yeah, like what Ryan said, and we had fettuccine on the pod, so we were just like, whoa, like guys, not playing around. Like it's bold move, right? But then considering, so okay, I'm not even weighing in fully on all this stuff because I think it's irresponsible to do so without seeing all 4 days. We are on day 2 of 4, everybody, and it's already getting really fucking hot in here. It's getting spicy.
He's pulling out receipts. He's like,
"Yeah,
see this?
man.
Did you see this?
Yeah, it's itemized for $6 million. What do you think?" But I don't know. I think on some level, you look at it and you're like, wow, this is centralized decentralization here. This is like tyrant moves. You know what I mean? Like the heavy hand of the player that's trying to be a bigger player, stifling or attempting, because we don't know what's true. We don't know what's up. We don't know what's happening. Someone's just tweeting some stuff. If these allegations are actually true, like. It seems like
to set the scene. If I remember correctly, the first point, day 1, was that Fett said the JPEG store founder Blake Locke Brown communicated to him that we do not want to we are not going to compete with rival exchanges who are doing something which is illegal. And then Fettuccine looked into this, and that increased the costs for their project. Yep. Was this like the
and it was basically
what happened? I'm just saying what happened rather than actually commenting on.
And the only thing I'll add to that is that it was like it was like, if you're not going to do this, if you, let's say it was like, if you would go ahead in this certain direction, I will potentially notify
the SEC
at the Security Exchange Council. So that was kind of like the other piece there. Other than that, yeah, that's fine. That was day one.
Exactly. So and what FET is suggesting there is that this is a move from Blakelock Brown to try to in some form make things more difficult for the competition, or try to get rid of competition through
an intimidation
heavy-handed, like an intimidation move, for example. So like I'll try to avoid saying my opinion here, but rather pointing out what are the things to understand there. And so I think, right. So what's and kind of like maybe think about like what's important there to keep in mind. So
well, that's where I was kind of going. Like, I think that when you look at the space and everything that has to be built, we are beyond early. And I think it's if those allegations are true in that sense, then essentially intimidating another entity that's trying to create something, doing something similar, like anti-competition, and that kind of is a little bit or a lot frowned upon and not really cool for this, especially when in Cardano, especially in Web3 as a whole, but then Cardano specifically, considering the high level community and camaraderie and connection within Cardano. Like, we are not like the rest of the other blockchains. You know what I mean? Like, there's similarities, but like we talk to people in all the not all the other chains, obviously, but a bunch of others, and like Cardano's community is like superbly strong.
That's what brings everybody in here. Everyone always says it's an amazing community.
Yeah.
I mean, there is obviously
for sure
the dark side to it that's kind of being brought to light right now, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, just because of the player that it is, and it's like JPEG store, So
we had heard. I mean, he brought up the day two stuff about all the. I'll just say all the money stuff. We had heard about that at. Someone told us a CNFT con.
That's true.
Hey, JPEG store got like $6 million, and then I didn't.
Who told us that? Drip drops.
Yeah. So
it's okay.
And again, but they were also building they're also building something too, right? So they probably dealt with the same individual potentially in the same way.
So it's, I think it's a shame. I think it's I think it's a shame if the perspective, or if JPEG Store is trying to use heavy-handed methods to destroy competition. I think it's a shame from like a philosophical perspective, in that I think it's kind of clashing with what I kind of feel like that everyone's trying to build here together. Helping each other out and kind of working with that type of perspective. So if that is the case, I think that's a shame. And it would be better if that was not the case. At the same time, it's like if you just think about it from a factual perspective, there's nothing wrong with point like in some sense you can also think about it as you could interpret it as actually helping out another project, because it's like, the reality of the fact is that, if a project is doing something where they really should go through the due diligence to identify the legal implications of whatever they're doing, which I think, which is the project's responsibility. Pointing at that out to the project is you're helping them out, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like, this is something like you should do. Maybe you weren't aware that you should do this, but you should like understand what are the implications. So you're actually helping them out. So it's like, what that, for the information itself, I think is like fine. It's fine to communicate that. And then it's just a shame if the intention is to try to kind of just heavy-handedly
for sure.
bring others down.
The first set of comments that were on that were basically like, so what, you weren't going to do due diligence? I see no problem here. So yeah, there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Way to throw that into the end of the episode, right? I did not see that coming at all.
Listen, well, that's why when you brought up the Illuminati thing, I was like, well, I can't follow it up with this now. It would grind everything to a halt.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm glad you waited.
It's such a happening thing in the Cardano space right now. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
But I'm just going to grab my popcorn.
Yeah. Well, buy Phoenix Arena, everybody. Get their NFTs.
Yes, sir.
Still available here. Get your fluffy
Worry good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
It's been a very good podcast, guys.
This is honestly, Apex, I'm sorry it took us so long to have you on. I know you reached out a while ago and there's just like timing wise. And
that is true.
I'm so thankful we got this podcast together.
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you for the two of you guys coming on. We really appreciate it. Thank you for rolling with us. We know our style's a little bit different, but we do not apologize for it.
No, I really enjoyed it. It was amazing. Yeah.
Ryan,
doors always open for another episode if you guys want to come on, promote the game or any of the other alpha that Devon can try and get out of you.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Right. Once we have the demo out, we can touch base.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Test it out or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess if nothing else, Ryan,
you got the music playing, right? You started.
Got the music playing.
All right, then I guess thank you to Phoenix Arena. Thanks to Apex and Maek.
Problem
for coming on, and hopefully everyone enjoyed this episode. I mean, you're gonna enjoy the episode. We're two goofballs just having fun going through the space. So thank you again, and I guess last thing is NFGs.
We out. The Illuminati is real. All right.
And you know what? He's gonna leave this in. This whole part.